This is Great Day Houston, Hope After Harvey.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Great Day Houston, Hope After Harvey. The tough thing for so many people after this storm passed through is this great sense of loss. If you drive down any street in any flooded area, you'll see piles and piles of furniture and belongings, and what it really represents is people's memories, a sign of their hard work, and it's all out there in the dumpster. Well, our first guest says, before you toss it out, think it out. Some things can be saved. Amitha Verma is with Village Antiques. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Absolutely.
All right, so we know that so many people's homes were flooded, but your business got some water damage as well.
So many homes are flooded. My business got water damage, and Deborah, I'll tell you, my house personally has flooded a number of times during the storms, and I know it's very isolating and devastating, and you're just looking at all these things that you've lost, and that's what I want to show you today. I want to show you how to restore one piece, and that piece that means something to you, and what it's going to do is give that piece back to you, but it's also going to give you that hope and that faith that things are going to get better.
Yeah, now we were told anything that was porous, which wood is, you know,
Yes.
toss it out. We certainly know, like, material sofas and stuff like that, those cannot be saved. But
Right.
if you do the right thing on some of these key pieces you're talking about, then two things. One is you can save that piece that means something to you.
Yes.
But the other thing is if you're looking to kind of, mitigate your cost, because
Yes.
certainly going out and
Piling
buying a
up
whole
all
new,
new.
is tough to do. Some things can be saved. So let's start with the first of all, it's got to be a viable piece of furniture.
Yes, I don't want you to get frustrated during this process. So the things that are great to save are going to be, you can work with solid wood. If it's solid wood, you can try to save that. Solid metal, solid stone. If you have a chair that maybe has like a wood frame with some fabric in it, you can save that. But like you said, sofas, I would just skip that project.
Yeah.
If you have a piece of furniture that's made of particle board or MDF, so what that looks like, it's all the pressed wood.
Yeah, it's almost like a sponge that
It's
soaks
just
up all that
sponge, it's
bad
gonna
stuff.
soak it out. Just skip that project. It's not worth the trouble.
Yeah, all right. So the thing you have to do is make sure that it's got its strength to it. And this is a solid piece of furniture.
This is a solid piece of wood, so this is a great candidate for a makeover. So the first step I want you to do is let it dry.
Yeah.
You need to let it thoroughly dry, and I recommend about 30 days. And here's the kicker, you wanna do it indoors where there's air conditioning.
Yeah, and this is the tough part because
Yes.
people are like, it may feel dry on the outside, but
Yes.
wood, the middle surface, it might
Inside,
might have
so
moisture.
you really want to get that nice and dry so it's not retaining that moisture
Yeah.
to allow mold and mildew to grow.
Now the other thing, we know that this was black water. Black
Yes.
water is the worst water because
Yes.
it has everything,
Everything
in it that you
in it.
don't want. Yeah.
Sewage, all kinds
coli,
of germs,
yeah.
bacteria, E. coli. So once it's nice and dry, I want you to use a product like this to help get rid of the mold and mildew and bacteria.
Okay.
So I use this, I sprayed it all over my
Mold control?
piece.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and then I'm gonna let that dry for about a day. Whenever we talk about projects, we're always about quick, 20 minutes, quick to apply.
Yeah.
But in this case, slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, and the
So-
reason why we're looking at this is that when you paint it, which is what we're going to end up doing, you actually seal in anything that might be wrong with it. But
Correct.
let me back up a minute and say what people are tossing out, obviously, is stuff that shows signs of damage. But if you look at this table right here, it has like some like you can see where the water kind of
has
penetrated
raised the wood
Yeah,
and
but
brought up the grain.
The cool thing about this is that we all know that shabby chic is in, distressed look, and weathered. Well, if this isn't weathered, I don't know what is.
I don't know what
right?
it is. And maybe it's kind of an insider secret. Maybe people don't know that. They're looking at their table. This is a table of mine that got water damage, so it's a real life project. And here you can see the discoloration, the water damage, the wood grain. And if you don't know these kind of tips on how to restore it, you might think, well, this is ruined, let me toss it.
Yeah.
But like you said, this is the perfect candidate for a very beautiful restoration.
Okay, so the way we're going to do that, obviously we prepped our wood by number one, making sure it was dry. Number two, getting rid of any mold and bacteria that might
Correct.
be in it. But again, that step is an important one, but
All
it's
the
not so
preparatory
critical
work.
because you're going to paint over it and
Exactly.
seal all that in.
So a lot of times when you're working with stains and water damage, no matter how many times you stain it, you can still see the water damage. So I'm going to show you a technique that I love to use to cover this that's going to allow that stain to come through, but also give you that coverage over all these problem areas. So we are using our furniture makeover paint, which is absolutely amazing. It's going to help you do these great makeovers.
I love, I got her paint and I went crazy. If you were a human being in my house and you didn't move,
you got painted
were getting
over.
painted, yes.
So we took the paint and we've added a little bit of water to it and diluted it. And here I want to show you just how we're going to apply it and see how it's going on really clear and glazy.
Right.
So it's going to create this really beautiful whitewash all over the table. And see how I'm putting it on? It's just very easy and effortless.
Right.
And I just want to point out why I'm doing this, because I love the original design of this table. I love the wood tone of this table, and I want some of that to come through. That's why I'm not thoroughly painting it with a full coat of paint.
Right.
So I can try and preserve some of the beauty of this table.
You don't want to be opaque, which hides everything, which is great for other furniture to do that.
Every project has its own significance, how you're going to make it over, but that's why I'm using this lighter whitewash all over this table.
Which is really, Amitha, a lot of the darker woods are not necessarily the most popular things right now anyway.
Right.
It is that whitewash
It
look
is
or
the
that
lighter,
look.
brighter trends that you can use this opportunity to bring into your home. So this is just one of the techniques. And here's the whole thing about a furniture makeover, especially in this kind of sad time. You're going to get into this, and then it's going to inspire you, and you're going to say, "What else can I do with this
Like
table?"
I said, if you don't move out of my way,
you're
I might
going to
paint
get
you.
painted.
Right?
So I'm going to do the whitewash all over the whole table, and maybe I'll let you help me with this part.
Right.
And if you get a little bit too much, you just keep your little cotton cloth here, and you can just wipe it on down.
Yeah.
And while she's doing that, I'm going to show you another technique that I'm going to use on this table. So I'm going to use a second color. So this is a great opportunity to bring in a second color and just get down here and paint the apron or the base of this table another color. And see here, I'm going to go ahead and go opaque, and look at that beautiful makeover that's happening. And again, we're doing this because we didn't want to show a lot of the water stains that are going to be sort of permanent on the wood. So we're going to give it a different look to give it a new life. So here you can see exactly how we're going to do the base of this table. So whitewash on the top and then the full coverage on the bottom. And as an extra special treat, I really want to show you one of my absolute favorite tips to do when I'm working on a table or any piece of furniture.
A lot of people get really intimidated about putting paint on anything, a wall or furniture.
No.
You teach classes too.
We teach workshops. We have so many. We have one that's coming up that's specifically for victims of the hurricane. You can bring in a damaged piece, and the workshop, we usually charge for it. It's going to be free, but the workshop is free, the teacher time is free, the paint is free. So
wow.
we'd love for people to come in and just get a little bit of hope and inspiration making over that piece. So here you can see I just take a little smaller brush and just add a little white to the details, and I absolutely love doing this on pieces of furniture when these details pop to life. And I know we are afraid to paint over furniture, but this paint is mess up proof, and it was designed to go on furniture, so you're going to have a great outcome and a great result.
What I like is that when it dries, it's dried, it's there for good, but you have time to move it around.
Exactly. You really can't mess it up. And if you do, call us. We'll help you out.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So this is, and you can see we're almost halfway done, if not 75% done with this table. So this is a really easy makeover for you to do. It's not going to be a 2 or 3 month project just for this one piece.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, this is one of those things that can be really healing because
Very
it is something
therapeutic.
that you feel like you
Yes.
claim back from the storm.
Yes,
You took it back,
you're going to
right?
take it back. It's a part of your home. It's a part of your story, and you get to treasure it. And it's something new.
Yeah.
Out of tragedy comes something new and better and different.
Okay, so
All right,
we're
so
going
you
to show
want to
people
see
what's
the
underneath
reveal?
here. Yes.
Let's take a look at how this turned out.
Okay. And again, you have a variety of colors that somebody can pick for their color scheme. And then
let you just
here
slide
we
that
go. Look at that. And that's that heavier whitewash than what we did right over here. But you
Exactly.
can control how dark or how light you want it to be. And then you can look at the detail work that you were doing
We
there
did
in the
all that
front.
detail work. You can see how beautiful it came to life. That's that beautiful, rich painted finish. And then here are all the details. So you can see how, these details really went unnoticed with the previous darker color, but now you can see it. And I just want you to see how that water damage that was here, it's not really
Well, it
that
adds to the
noticeable.
look. I'm telling you, you
Yes.
pay extra for that. That
Yes.
whole shabby chic and weathered and distressed look. You pay extra for
That's
that.
what it
when you're
means
buying a lot of
to
stuff.
say weathered.
Yeah, but this was like weathered with a real story
With
right
the
here.
true effect of weathering.
All right,
Yes.
and again, Amitha, if people want to attend that workshop,
We'll put a link up for you on your Facebook page, or you can call over at the shop Village Antiques, and they'll be glad to hold a seat for you. And help you kind of make your way back after this tragedy.
Yeah, and let me just add this part too. Some pieces of furniture, maybe a small piece of it will be viable, but the rest of it's kind of destroyed. So you can make something with that, even if you cut out a small piece and put it in a frame.
Fabric,
if it was grandma's table or whatever, right?
A piece of your old wedding dress, cut it out, frame it, preserve it, and try to hang on to as much as you can to help keep those memories with you.
Yeah, all right. So painting is one of those things that can be relaxing. If you're a crafter, you know, very, very relaxing. But up next, another thing that's relaxing that you might not have tried before, yoga. If you've never done it, you might want to do it now because it's one of those things that can help bring some balance into your life. We'll be right back.